PhD Flopper is one of the best perks in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and of course comes with it some of the best augments in the game. As a community, one thing we can all agree on, in the minor augment section, Tribologist is the absolute one and only minor augment that you should be running for PhD Flopper. But when it comes to the major augment, there is a split in the community between Dr. Ram and PhD Slider, and I'm gonna tell you some of you are wrong. Let's go. Okay, maybe wrong is a little bit of some harsh language there, but I do feel very, very strongly about my opinion on this topic, and I have talked about this before in a previous video as well, but I kind of want to go back over this again because I see a lot of people are running a certain augment combination here with their PhD Flopper, and honestly, I think that it's the wrong route to go. Now, of course, everything that I'm going to express here is merely an opinion. While I do think that there is factual basis to show that one is significantly better than another, you know, everybody's playstyle is different. Everybody enjoys something differently. So, you know, each their own, and run whichever you want to run at the end of the day. But let's kind of talk about a little bit here between Dr. Ram and PhD Slider. Pay no attention really to the gun or anything in the background here. I am working on my marksman rifles, trying to get them opal here. So you're actually going to see two different guns here as I was running two different games and running through some Liberty Falls here and getting my 30 special mangler kills here so I can unlock the opal camos on these marksman rifles. And let me just tell you, I'm gonna talk about it in a future video here very soon. These marksman rifles are actually statistically some of the best weapons in the game, so you know, something to look forward to there. So let's start it off by talking about some Dr. Ram here. So tactical sprint allows you to knock over zombies, and this can be a very useful thing in some unique situations here. So if you tac sprint just like we did right there, you will knock over the zombie that you're running into. So if you're trying to run your way out of a situation, you can just smash right into the zombie, knock him down, knock him over, and you see some examples of that right here. And that's maybe allow you to get out of some certain situations and things like that. And also, if you're not doing SAM trials in your game, what are you doing? Do those SAM trials. You get a lot of great rewards, and even if you don't get the greatest perks or anything necessarily like that out of it, you're not getting pack-a-punch crystals or ether tools very often, you're at least getting a ton of salvage and a ton of essence that's gonna help you to do things in the game. So, you know, run those SAM trials. You can't go wrong with them. And especially, I'm pretty sure that they just recently revamped some of these SAM trials, and they're maybe not easier to complete, but they're a little bit more rational to complete anyway. I don't know. I feel like some changes have been made. I want to say that I read something in some patch notes, but I honestly can't say that for sure, but I think I did. It's in my head that it happened anyway. So I guess therefore, you know, I guess it happened. So let's do a quick demonstration here of what Dr. Ram is capable of. So you're just kind of sprinting along and you tac sprint into these zombies, and you're going to kind of stun them, knock them over, and be able to just run right on by them. Now, the key thing when it comes to the Dr. Ram is it is tactical sprint. Tactical sprint knocks down zombies. So this is where the weakness for Dr. Ram kind of comes in, because the tac sprint has been a little bit reduced since the launch of the game. Even when you're running with stamina up, you used to be able to run on Liberty Falls here basically from spawn all the way to pack-a-punch without even losing your tactical sprint and all. And of course, that is no longer the case. You can only go, you know, maybe about a third of the distance that you used to go at launch when it comes to your tac sprint duration when you're running the augments that give you the additional tac sprint duration. And I also feel like they made some changes to how fast it refreshes as well. Back when all the movement kind of got all messed up with the reload speeds and all that, it seemed like that's when everything kind of changed as far as the movement, stamina up, all those things are concerned, and it never really came back to what it was before all of that. But you do have to have tactical sprint, not tactical stance, in order for this to activate, and in order for that PhD to activate whenever you run into the zombie and to knock them down. So you got to make sure you have tac sprint already enabled and ready to go. Now, this is by far Dr. Ram's biggest downside whatsoever, is having to have the tac sprint in order for this to work. And the worst part about having Dr. Ram is it doesn't kill the zombie. It just knocks them over. and you're lucky if it knocks them out of the way. If you're running through a doorway, he might still be blocking you in that doorway. You might not even make it out of that doorway by using Dr. Ram. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that love running this, augment, and there's just not a whole lot there. But there's something that I want to show you here in just a little bit with the PhD slider that, you know, really I think should set the bar as to why you should always be choosing PhD slider over Dr. Ram 100% of the time. Now pay close attention right here as I sprint by this zombie and he still hits me. Now this is why I think Dr. Ram really belongs in the minor augment section, because it just doesn't do enough. If it stopped the zombie from being able to swipe you when you were close to him and tack sprinting by them, then I think that it would be a whole lot better than it is. But it doesn't kill the zombies, it barely knocks them out of the way, and at most you can hit like 2 zombies with this thing. Like you're not really doing anything to help yourself. But PhD slider on the other hand, well, watch this. Now this is round 30 with the PhD slider, and check this out. Check this out. We are just sliding into this horde of zombies here and completely annihilating every single one of them. We are taking every single one of these zombies and completely wiping them off the face of Liberty Falls absolutely entirely. There is no way you can do that with Dr. Ram. Dr. Ram barely even knocks over a zombie, but with PhD slider, I can take out that entire horde of zombies. And that is kind of what this clip right here that I had gathered here while I was just doing some camo grinding is what led me to want to make this video and want to talk a little bit more about the subject, because I see a lot of people out there that are dead set on running Dr. Ram all of the time, and the proof is in the pudding right there. I mean, that is the proof that there is way more use for PhD slider than there ever will be for running Dr. Ram. Dr. Ram can help in a couple of very niche situations, but I can slide into that zombie just as much as I can run into that zombie. And if I slide into that zombie, well, at least I kill him and I knock him completely out of my way. So he's not going to block me in that doorway. I'm going to be able to get out of that doorway and get out of that situation. Now, in theory, Dr. Ram sounds like an incredible perk, but I really think it is a perk that should be found its way into the minor augment section, and it at least would give Tribologist a little bit of a run for its money there, and I'd probably still pick Tribologist over Dr. Ram any day. But there is just significantly more reasons and more situations that PhD slider is going to be so much more helpful for you in game than running Dr. Ram. And I just see so many videos out there, and I know there's a new strategy over on Terminus Island that requires you to use Dr. Ram, sort of, but I'm pretty sure you could probably do the same exact strategy by running PhD slider and just slide into the zombies and knock them out of your way. I mean, I've never tried it because I don't really do strategies like that for high rounds, things like that. But, you know, just my 2 cents, my opinion, and yes, I feel very strongly about my opinion, but if you got a legitimate reason why you feel differently, let me know down in the comments, respectfully, of course. We can have a conversation about this, but I appreciate you all watching, listening to my rant. My name is Whip, and I'm out.